Hi everybody, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And Wargaming just announced they're going to commemorate D-Day by giving us all a challenge to be able to complete for it. And it's the 75th anniversary of the landings on Normandy, so hopefully Wargaming have got something special lined up for us. Now the first thing to highlight that this is not like many of the challenges that you have seen me feature on this channel before, where you are going to have to invest probably about 50 hours of your life over a 2-week period to be able to get a tier 8 premium tank. This time, Wargaming have made the challenge significantly easier, and so it should be completable by everybody who plays World of Tanks. With the highlight being the possibility to pick up a tier 5 premium French tank destroyer named the M10 Sirocco completely for free. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Alright, so firstly, Wargaming highlight, yep, 75th anniversary of the landings in Normandy, and the challenge itself will last for 2 weeks, beginning tomorrow, the 24th of May, and ending on the 7th of June, which is, of course, the day after the landings occurred on the 6th of June. So let's talk about the highlight of the event, the M10 Sirocco, which apparently is a formidable tank destroyer which became the symbol of the liberation of France and all of Western Europe in August 1944. And yeah, it looks like Wargaming have gone to town on the model of this M10 tank destroyer. And they go on to elaborate that apparently one of the victims that this vehicle claimed in World War II was a German Panther tank, which it destroyed with a precise direct shot from a 2-kilometer distance. It always baffles me that we're kind of shooting, we think a long-range shot in World of Tanks is 500 meters. These guys are nailing 2-kilometer distance shots. Seems so bizarre to be able to even see that far, let alone hit something accurately at that kind of distance. In turn, apparently this special style, the Sirocco design, was applied to the M10 RBFM in celebration of this feat. So I'm not going to talk about the battle parameters or the statistics of the M10 RBFM today. That'll be coming up in a video very soon where I give you a full review of the vehicle to show you how it's going to stack up and whether you feel that then this vehicle is going to be worth the grind. But today's video is going to be talking about what you actually have to be able to do to get the tank rather than what the tank is capable of, but that will be coming to the channel very soon. So as I mentioned, the D-Day event will be spread over the 2-week period starting from tomorrow, and Wargaming want you to be able to complete 14 consecutive missions, for which one will be released every single day. Now, alarm bells might be ringing for all of you. Does that mean that I have to play World of Tanks every single day? What happens if I'm away at work and only come home for the weekends? Well, thankfully, Wargaming are actually allowing you to complete all of the previous missions if you join maybe halfway through. And so if you don't play for the first week at all, and then you can only play at the weekend, then you could complete the previous 7 days of missions. But unfortunately, if you're going away halfway through the event on holiday, for example, then you're only going to be able to complete the first 7 because they're getting released one every single day. So all of the different missions are named after the different beaches, or shall I say the sectors, for the Normandy landings. Utah, Juno, Sword, Gold, Omaha. And thankfully, as you're going to see, these missions are really simple. Firstly, all you have to do is play a single battle on the very first day, either in a historical vehicle or alternatively in any tier 7 to tier 10 tank. Now, what's a historical vehicle, you might be asking? Well, Wargaming have got a list of historical vehicles which you can play, which I guess actually were around at the time, that will make it a little bit easier to complete the missions. But alternatively, if you cannot be bothered to play the Hummel, the M10 Wolverine, the B1, or maybe you don't have yourself a Cromwell Berlin or a Poodle, which you can play to be able to complete this event, then thankfully you can play any tier 7 to tier 10 tank for the auxiliary direction. What about on day 2? Okay, cause damage to an enemy vehicle, or alternatively, if you want to do tier 7 to tier 10, cause damage to a vehicle 2 times. Alright, I think everybody's going to be able to do that. And as we can see, we can get some consumable rewards. We get a little badge. We also get some plus 50% experience for 2 hours. Quite nice there if you're trying to grind towards a next tank. The next day, you have to be among the top 10 players on your team by experience 1 time for a historical tank, or alternatively 2 times if you're playing tier 7 to tier 10. Then the next day, you have to cause damage to 3 enemy heavy tanks, or shall I say an enemy heavy tank 3 times, or 5 times for the auxiliary direction. Next, destroy a vehicle, or 2 vehicles. Next day, cause damage to enemy medium tank 5 times, or 10 times if you want to do it tier 7 to tier 10. And as you can see, pretty much all of these missions can be done in pretty much 2 or 3 battles each day. Or alternatively, I guess at the end of it, if you've got all day to be able to play on that final D-Day, you might be able to do it all in possibly 30 or 45 games if you're a good player, or slightly more depending on what your skill level is. But so, for example, the final mission is to cause damage to enemy vehicles 15 times. Well, if you've got a historical tank with some little pop gun, like a Lux, for example, like you could go in and do that in 2 single magazines if you found something exceptionally squishy to be able to penetrate. And so all in all, this is actually an event for the masses. Pretty much everybody who participates in this, you can't even really call it a marathon, it's a very simple challenge, is going to be able to get the vehicle after you complete the first 10 parts. And if you want to go on to be able to get the unique style that then you can apply to the tank that you unlocked after the first 10 days of it, then you're going to have to complete all 14 parts, and you're going to get that special Sirocco design. So thankfully, Wargaming are really stepping up their UI system inside the game for announcing these challenges and all of these missions, and there's a whole D-Day tab at the top of your screen when you log into the garage, and so you can clearly see what you have to do each and every single day, and the rewards that you're going to be able to get all the way right up to unlocking the tank, or alternatively if you want to go all the way to unlock that style. In addition to this, Wargaming are going to have a series of historical facts related to Operation Overlord to be able to unlock and learn as you go along. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is that there's actually the possibility to be able to get a crazy multiplier for completing all of these missions that you will then have access to for the duration of the event, and then specifically 3 days after. And this event will be giving you 50% extra regular experience and 250% extra crew experience for every single battle that you play for the 3 days after the event ends on the 7th of June. And so that will be one amazing weekend to either grind through the vehicles, which you haven't quite managed to do so, or alternatively, just get some fat crew training for your tanks. And so all in all, I'm pretty stoked that finally Wargaming have managed to create an event which is fun, it has a UI system, it has a reward which looks like it's actually going to be worth going for, and more importantly, it's achievable without either getting your credit card out or throwing away all of your social life for an extended period of time. And so respect to Wargaming where it is due. I think this was a long time in the waiting to finally have an event which is actually for the masses. And while sure, the reward isn't as crazy as when you complete one of Wargaming's regular challenges for tier 8 premium vehicles, I think this is a happy middle ground to make a lot more players feel like they're actually being rewarded for playing the game. And I'd be really interested to hear what you all have to say in the comments down below. So now that I got you up to speed with Wargaming's D-Day event, I want to highlight another kind of event that's going to be happening in the real world next month at the Tank Museum in Bovington in the United Kingdom. It is, of course, Tankfest, something that I've been going to since 2012, and every single year that I go there, I do a meet and greet and end up meeting hundreds of all of you. Now, I know I haven't announced officially that I'm attending the event, but that's got to change right now. Yeah, I'm going to Tankfest this year. I'm going to be there at both days, on the Saturday and the Sunday. And thankfully, apparently there's going to be a meet and greet of your favorite influencers, vloggers, and tank historians. Well, I'm definitely not a tank historian. Wouldn't even really consider me a vlogger. An influencer? That's terrible. Okay, anyway, this idiot is going to be there. And so if any of you want to come and say hi, yeah, I've got a meet and greet both on the Saturday and the Sunday for a couple of hours. It's going to be right next to the Vehicle Conservation Center. And so it would be my honor to meet as many of you there as possible. Now, all of the tickets are sold out for Saturday, but there are still some Sunday tickets available. But I'd like to clarify that at least for now, I'm not going to be at the event on the Friday. So if you absolutely, utterly want to see a complete and utter Muppet like me, then make sure you either get your Sunday tickets or go there on the Saturday, if you've already got them, because it's kind of sold out. And more details will follow of the exact time and the location on things like Twitter, and so I'd recommend going and following me on that if you're interested in knowing when it's happening. And finally, to celebrate 7 years of this complete Muppet producing terrible content, oh yes, I had a lovely gentleman called Jared at Teesprings design me a limited edition t-shirt. And so if you want to get one yourself, they're available in black and white for the next 2-week period only. You can either click the card in the top right hand corner of your screen, or you can click a link that I'll put in the description and also in a pinned comment down below, where I'll take you through where you can pick one up if you're interested. And a massive thank you to everyone who does buy one. It's a fantastic way of supporting my content directly, as well as getting something that is a little bit of fun. Now, one thing I would like to highlight is these are European sizes, and so if you're planning on buying one in America, and they do ship worldwide, make sure you get one size up as to what you would usually have. And also, Don't worry, for all of my biggest fans out there who are wondering why it doesn't go up into man sizes, if you drop down the premium t-shirt and go to the classic t-shirt, then it's going to be available up into 5XL. And once again, a massive thank you to anyone who does pick up a t-shirt. I think it's the equivalent of watching thousands of adverts on YouTube, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, that's it for today, ladies and gents. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, or maybe it was just more useful for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up, but if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And stay tuned to the channel, as I will have a gameplay and a full review of this new Sirocco M10 coming to the channel shortly. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.